What is up, Buckeye Nation? Shane Larson here, also known as the Game Time Guru, alongside Cory, Scarlet N Great CT on Twitter. Make sure to follow us there. But hey, we are back for another video here at Ohio State Football with Scarlet N Great on YouTube. Make sure to get us to 5,000 subscribers by the Wisconsin game. We're trying to grow this channel just like the rest of you guys who want to talk to all of Buckeye Nation. So we're going to be breaking down today our next opponent. That's Toledo. We want to give you guys a little bit of an insight as to what our opponent is all about. We've got a lot of chatter about them, so we're going to discuss it, Cory and I. We're going to be talking about the history of Toledo football. We're going to be talking about their coach as well as their offense led by their quarterback. You guys are going to want to tune in. So leave us a comment if you want to chat in and let us know what you guys think. But starting off, Cory, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the history of Toledo right now. We were doing a little bit of research for this squad. They haven't had a losing season in 13 years, okay? They got a winning tradition. That's why they constantly and consistently compete in the MAC. All right, so they have this winning tradition. They know how to win. Their coach knows how to win. We'll get into that in just a second. But keep in mind, while they have had a winning season for 13 straight years, they have lost their last 4 games against ranked opponents. They're 0-4. Now, Notre Dame last year, and this is a touchy subject, right? Notre Dame, it's a fun one, especially this season. If you remember, go back to last year. Toledo goes in to South Bend and puts up a big time fight. They almost beat them. So they did.
You know what? They Marshall did what they couldn't.
That's true. So that's the thing, though. We want to see if Ohio State is going to not, like, we don't want to be another one of those storylines that we saw last week with the underdogs, right? So just keep in mind, Toledo has all these winning seasons last 13 years, but Notre Dame, they lost to in 2021. They lost to Miami in 2017 as well as in 2018, and then Western Michigan when they were on their rise in 2016. Those are the last 4 times they faced ranked opponents, and they lost each one of those. Now, keep in mind, they have only allowed 58 yards a game through the air on defense. We will get into their opponents that they face. Cory and I had a good laugh about that. But just keep in mind the history of Toledo football. They're a winning program. They're not Power 5, but they are a winning program. Toledo knows what it's like to win, and they're not scared to come into the shoe and compete. But Cory,
why should they be? They're playing with house money. They're supposed to lose. So
backs against the wall, nothing to lose. But sometimes with the scary ones, we'll get into that in just a second. Cory, tell us about their head coach, man.
Jason Candle. Look, there's a lot to. He's not unfamiliar with big games. Like he's last season they almost took down Notre Dame, as you were talking about. Actually in South Bend. That's what was interesting about it. I think we were all looking at that game, Shane. Remember when the score? We were watching the ticker, going, "Holy smokes, what's going on with Notre Dame?" Notre Dame seems to have a history though of down or playing down to their talent, it seems. But he's looking to try to be that next underdog story of the young college football season, as we've seen with the Sun Belt Conference. Obviously, a lot of underdogs are showing out this year so far. In his tenure, he's 47-27 as head coach of the Rockets, the Toledo Rockets. I love that, actually. For once, we don't have an animal name like the Wildcats. Starting back to 2015, he's a very sought-after head coach for his offensive mindset. He already has helped his team put up 92 points in his first 2 games this season. Again, I'm going to go ahead and say it, though. Not impressive to me when
who they played. Yeah, tell them who they played.
They played UMass and Long Island. Long Island being an FCS school. Not a good one either. And UMass is like, when you say UMass, I think of Marcus Camby and John Calipari. You're going way back. I don't care about UMass. They are not highly ranked in the Sagarin ratings. They are both in the mid 200s in the Sagarin ratings. And Toledo's, for what it's worth, is a 72 in the Sagarin ratings. But am I saying that right? Sagarin?
Beats me, man. I'm from Idaho, Boise State.
We need to get Kyle Lamb on the show. He's the one with all these numbers.
Kyle over there.
He's the stats guy. But yeah, I got to be honest with you, man. It's just like they're better than the teams they played, sure, by a mile. But I don't know. You're going to play some glorified high school teams. I really don't care. I mean, it's just like Michigan right now. I mean, with Colorado State and Hawaii, when Michigan's popping off right now, my fans are going, J.J. McCarthy is the next Heisman winner. It's like, guys, cool your jets a little bit. If Ohio State had come out and they played 2 cupcakes like that, now Notre Dame doesn't look like a tough win at this point, or doesn't look like a great win right now, but I wouldn't be so high on it right now. But it's not to say Toledo's at least competent for what they are, but it's like, wow, you put 55 up on UMass. Awesome. I don't even know what to say to that. So.
Right. I feel you, brother. I feel you. But hey, Jason Candle himself, though, just so everybody knows, yeah, we can't give too much credence to what they've done so far this season, but they have gotten the job done. You can only beat who you have on your schedule. They've gotten the job done and done it well.
You can beat who you are on the schedule, but they're the ones who's scheduling them. It's like, oh, look, I scheduled the Catholic school girl for the blind and deaf. Oh, I can only beat who's on my schedule.
Okay, I'm just trying to give them a little bit of grace, but keep in mind that Jason Candle was like Cory said, hard sought after coach. Miami was looking at him to come over there and help them with their offense just a few years back. So keep that in mind. I mean, before he even got there as a head coach, like he was already on their coaching staff before Candle got there, though, as the head coach in 2015. They were already winning games, so they know what it's like to win. Doesn't mean they're going to, but they're not scared. They know what it's like to win, and sometimes there's cultures that don't know what it's like to win. So at least it shows that they prepare right and they do things right over at Toledo.
True. So why don't you talk about what is their biggest threat on offense? You obviously did a lot of research on this one. I did a little bit of research, and again, I came away like, so.
No, I love it. I love it. So I'm going to talk about Daquan Finn. He's a true dual threat, right? So if there is a highlight of Toledo, so we're trying to highlight, some of the things that we probably want to keep an eye on as Buckeyes fans. Daquan Finn is a true dual threat. Now, if there's anything that Ohio State struggles with, we'll get into that in another video where we're going to talk about Ohio State's keys to victory, but this will be a good test for us. An athletic quarterback that can truly, he's a capable passer, but he's really going to get it done on his feet. If he needs
capable?
to.
I mean, I was looking up what he did. I'm like, I don't know if he's capable or not. I mean, you know what? We'll probably make him look capable, though. Who cares?
Listen. Okay. So he's got 388 yards passing, 3 touchdowns through the air, 138 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns on the ground. Pretty efficient and I guess consistent, equal, playing field for him there. But what I get worried about is like a dual threat quarterback will then require the corners to be on an island, single coverage all the time.
Do that anyway.
You're stacking the box with 7-8 guys to make sure you take care of the quarterback. So that's where, I'm like, okay, he is capable if he's got one-on-one coverages because he doesn't really have to make that hard of a throw. We'll get into that in a different video, but as far as what Ohio State does
covering him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, listen, like Daquan Finn, give him a little bit of credit. Look for him to be their main threat on offense. He's going to be the one who kind of sets the tone for them. Going to try to get the chains moving on every single possession. If they can get the chains moving, Cory, you said it last week too. When we have these opponents, sometimes it makes that game super weird. That first half kind of like, come on, because they're getting the chains moving. They're keeping the ball, so we're not able to get in a rhythm offensively. I would expect Daquan Finn and this offense to get moving. They were the highest scoring team in the MAC last season. Okay, so they're looking to continue that going forward. They averaged 33 points a game last year, and that's not just against the Cupcakes. It's against the rest of their opponents too, which you can consider Cupcakes if you're looking at it at the MAC, but they do have some talent there. They got some good athletes.
If he had played 2 MAC teams to start out the first 2 weeks, I'd actually say, well, he's done it against okay competition. I'm just UMass and Long Island. I'm like, okay, great. He just basically went up against practice squads.
Which is true. So we're about to see that. We're going to see if they level up to their competition and if Ohio State goes down, or if they stay at their elite level of what they do. We've seen them historically play down, and that's what's true. Frustrating as Buckeyes fans. I'm looking at Daquan Finn as a good athlete that can keep a game close, and if he can keep the chains moving. So keep an eye on that. Buckeyes are going to have to stop him, and he's going to have some highlights out there. He's looking to have some highlights. Hopefully we don't see too many of those, but he's going to be their big guy then. Like 33 points a game last year. They got a history of winning. Good coach. Good offensive threat.
I hear 33 points a game. I'm like, man, why is your offense so slow?
You are spoiled. We've talked about that before. Anything else, Cory, that you got for us before we wrap this one up? Because we got those 3 things to look for Toledo. We just want the fans to know, about this Rockets team.
Nah, just tell everybody, leave a comment. Right now, they're favored by about 32 points. Do you think Ohio State actually go cover this game? I don't, because I don't trust Ohio State to cover anymore ever, because they just don't. I mean, it's not even a matter that I think they're going to have a struggle bus with this game. I just think it's going to be like they're 32. They're scheduled to win by 32 or whatever. They're favored to win by 32, and they win by 28. And it's just I don't know what it is. It's just they get to a certain point where they're ahead, and they start to coast a little bit. And I wouldn't even be surprised if second quarter it's like another 17-6 type game. Like, what's going on? And all of a sudden they just like Homer Simpson and the Simpsons when a nerd wakes him up and he punches him in the face and goes right back to sleep. That's kind of how I feel like Ohio State is with these teams.
I love it, man. Strength on strength. Let us know what you guys think down there. Cory did the research here. 6.3 yards per carry for Toledo on offense. Ohio State's only allowing 2 yards per carry. Strength on strength. We'll see what happens.
And Mr. Finn, by the way, 46% completion percentage or something like that. They're the 77th team in the country in team passing efficiency. And this is against Long Island and UMass.
Truth, but Toledo has ran the ball 60% of their plays, so they're not doing it so much through the air. But
I agree, but it's like, how are you not? If you're running the ball that successfully, how are you not throwing the ball better?
You have a good point. Strength on strength. Guys, leave us a message below. Let us know what you think, and we'll be coming to you next time with some keys to victory for Ohio State.